Hi everyone, it's Sue. I'm back again today with another episode of our Using Up Your 12-inch sheets, and I'm pretty sure we're up to number 19. I will put it in the title anyway if I'm incorrect, but I'm pretty sure we're up to 19. So today we're going to make a little gift box. So this is it here. I'm going to make a few for a few friends. Some don't craft so much, some cook, and I thought I'd fill it with some biscuits for a couple of friends. You could put chocolates, craft supplies, all sorts of things. So it's turned out really cute. I'm really happy with it. So what we'll be needing today is, so I've used one sheet of cardstock, so I'm still trying to work my way through my cardstock, as well as my pattern paper, and I've used one sheet of 12-inch paper. So this is what's left out of the two sheets, and so there's a decent amount here that you could utilize it in a journal, or you could make tags and put it in here. So I'll just quickly measure. So this is approximately 3 inches high. So 3 inches high, about 2 3/4 in depth, and about 6 inches in width. So it's quite a decent size. You can fit a decent amount in there. So yeah, these bits and pieces I'll just utilize to make some tags and bits and pieces for the couple of crafty friends that I'm going to give a gift to. So I'm just going to pop that aside now. So for the project, you will need, as I said, one sheet of 12-inch patterned paper and one sheet of your 12-inch cardstock. So as you can see, my cardstock, it's disgusting. It's been sitting there that long and it's all started to fade. So I'm not concerned about that though, because I've inked and roughed up the edges and you can't tell. So this was, this ended up being the faded side, but the way that I've done it, you can't tell anyway. All right, so we'll get into it. First of all, I'll just pop that out of the way. You're going to just get your 12-inch sheet of cardstock and just take off the branding strip. And you'll also need a scoreboard or ruler and pencil and something to make your score lines. So I'm just going to trim off, what have I got happening here? I'm just going to trim off this branding strip. So I hope everything is okay with everybody. I've sort of been really erratic with my videos again. I'm trying to get constant videos done, and I'm hoping for, so I go live on Friday nights normally. So I'm hoping to go do the live on Fridays, upload a video on Sundays and Wednesdays at this stage, and then anything over and above that will be a bonus video at the moment. So I am hoping to create some more videos, but it's just a time factor for me. So okay, I'm just going to make, now I've got a whole new setup as well because I've changed my craft room around, so hopefully you can see okay. So with the 12-inch sheet, we're just going to score at 3 inches and 9 inches. Let's find my, okay, so we're going to score in at 3 inches and 9 inches. Now you could just use a sheet of pattern paper. You don't have to do it this way. I wanted to do it this way just to add a little bit more strength to the box. It's quite sturdy. If you use just one sheet of paper, it's going to be a little bit more flimsy. So 3 and 9, and then you just need to tip your sheet 180 degrees. I went to the left, you can turn it to the right, it doesn't really matter. No rhyme nor reason. And then we're going to score at 1 inch, 3.5 inches, 6.5 inches. And then at 9 inches. And then this is an old Tim Holtz sheet of cardstock, so it's hard, it's very textured. So I'll just show you the back, so hopefully you can see that better. So that's what you'll get. Okay, we can get rid of the scoreboard now. So if you tip it over, so this is basically the top of your box. Okay, so this is the lid part. So what you need to do now is cut, and I'm going to tip it upside down just to confuse you all. You need to cut down and take away on both sides, left and right. I'll just show you. So just cut to the second fold line and then cut away that square or rectangle. Okay, and do that on both sides. Now this is, you might have to do a little bit of trimming once you start folding as well. I found with that one I had to do a little bit of trimming. I don't know, I can never get it to fold perfectly, but that's okay. I mean, you don't notice one on the finished project. So this is what you end up with. So you've cut away those two corners. So we're not using those today, but you could make some tags. You could even fold these over and you could add some little bits of paper or something, staple them, so you've got some little embellishments. So pop that to the side. Okay, so you've got that now. So what you need to do next step is to cut into, so we're going to cut here into this middle rectangle and then here. So we'll do that. So this is allowing us to fold our box. So just into there on both sides. This is a really hard colour to see. And then we're going to flip it around and we're going to do the same. We're just going to go into that middle rectangle there. Okay, so you've got this. I'm just going to fold these so that you can see properly what I've got, what I've done. So you can fold all your creases now if you want to. So I'm having the textured side on the outside of the box. So that's what you have. And I'll just show you. So it basically just folds in like so. And then you have a box. So you could leave it like that, glue it all together and have it like that if you want. It's not quite as strong as having the extra layers on. So that's why I wanted to do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tip my my box with the right side facing up, and I'm going to measure. So what I've done, so I just want to leave a little border around so you can see this green color. So I've just worked out 5 3/4. So this should be approximately 5 and well, this is actually 6. This is 6 inches. But I want to leave a little border, so I'm going to cut my strip at 5 3/4, the full 12 inches. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to work out which side I want to use. I don't think it really matters. So I'm just going to cut at 5 3/4. And we'll pop this bit aside. So if you want to, you could glue that down. You'd have to trim it off a little bit because it's a little bit longer than the box. You could trim that down now if you wanted to and just glue that, but you'd have to rescore your lines. But I want to put each piece on separately. So we're going to cut from this sheet, and we need to work out, so I'm probably going to use this as my lid, I don't know what you call it, the flap here, this bit here. Okay, so we need to cut that at 3/4 of an inch. So you can go and just measure and work out. So as you can see here, so 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, we need a piece. We need 2 pieces, 2 1/4. So that'll be this and this. And then 2 3/4, I think it is. And then 2 pieces at 2 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to cut that. So as I said, I want this to be showing on the front. So I'm going to go cut it out 3/4 of an inch. So that's what you'll see on the front. 3/4 of an inch. So we need 2 at 2 1/4, but I'm going to go the way my box goes. So I've just got to think of this again now. Yeah, so I'm going to go just so that the picture wraps around, if that makes sense. Where are we? So 2 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 3/4. And then 2 1/4 again, 2 1/4, and then finish it with 2 3/4. Now keep this piece because we're going to put that on the inside, because I've used brads as the closure and I just wanted to cover up the prongs. Okay, so as you can see on mine, I have roughed up all the edges, and I'm going to do that again with this one. So I've lost my little distress tool, so I'm just going to use my scissors and I'm just going to go around and rough up all the edges. And then once I've done that, I'm going to apply some ink. So I'm going to do that. You probably don't really need to see me do that, so I'll just fasten this up and I'll be back. Okay, so I've roughed all them up. As you can see, with scissors, you have to go a little bit easy. I've got a little bit rough, but I'm not concerned about that because it'll be glued down and it's just adding to the whole effect. So what you just need to do just first of all is just lay it out. If you want it to be like a continuous pattern, I've just got to remember, I don't think it matters so much, but I think this is the way it went. The only thing is, so we'll do the first two bits first. I'm trying to explain, because when you look at the box, you don't want it to be upside down. So you can see we've got here and here, and then when you look at the box this way, this is facing you. When you turn it around, this is upside. This is the way the paper is anyway, but this bit's upside down, but this matches in with the label, if you know what I mean. At the bottom, it doesn't matter so much. And then we're yet to cut the sides. So now that we've done that, I'm just going to glue this down. You can just glue it all down straight away. So you can do this with really pretty paper. Oh, it's endless what you can do with this little box. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't do it a few boxes to match your craft room, and just to store little bits and pieces in. So I'm just lining it up, just leaving a little bit of a border all the way around on all sides, 4 sides, and see how that's all sticking up. I don't really care about that. I quite like that look. So I want it to look a little bit rough around the edges. So I'm going to glue this one down as well. So you want to add, quite a liberal amount of glue, just because you don't want any lifting. And try and line it up as best you can so that these are sort of fairly close. Sorry if my head's in view there. Okay, so I'll just show you. So just quickly, this is the start of the box. Okay, so now I'm going to tip it around facing me this way, because this is the way I'm going to be looking at the back of the box. So we need the bigger piece, the 2 3/4, and we're going to just glue that down like that. Actually, let me just have a look here. Sorry. So we need a 2 3/4 piece for the front as well. So I'm just going to have a look at both pieces and see which one I like the best on the front. And as I said, I really don't think it matters too much because they're both very similar. I'll put that one on the front. So we may as well do that one now. So it's just a matter of, so I'm just going to tip it so it's closer to me, but keeping it the way that I need it glued. So just have a look at them before you glue them down, because if you've got paper that's directional more so, you don't want it looking, when you're looking at the box, you don't want it being upside down. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going the long way around it. Okay, so same thing, just sort of eyeballing it and just having a little bit of a border. And just make sure that you push that down really well. Okay, so that is what my front of the box will look like. We've got the top, so we want this side here, and we want it going the right way. So we're going to glue that one down like that. So, see, these papers are beautiful on the back side as well. You can use either side. Oops, nearly put it on the wrong. Okay, so now I've confused myself. So this is going to be the top and this is going to be the back. Okay, so that's the way I want it. So yeah, just be aware of where you're gluing, and particularly if you have directional paper. Now this is the base, so I'm going to match it up with this. Like that. And I'll just quickly show you. So these come together pretty quickly. So that's the front, you've got the top, the back side and the bottom side. So now we need to cover these edges, and I think they're 2 3/4. So I cut mine at 2 3/4 by 2 1/4, I think. Yeah. So we need out of your paper. And these don't have to match up so much, but I'm just going to cut it. So 2 3/4 is going upwards. So I'm going to use this piece. So 2 3/4 by, go this way, 2 1/2. No, what did I say? 2 1/4. 2 1/4. That one, and we use this one, 2 1/4. And that's what we have left. You know, you'd probably even, between the two sheets, you'd have enough to do another box. So pop them to the side. And you see that these just fit nicely on each side. So I'm just going to rough them up and give them a bit of ink as well. And then we're going to put these on the side, and it doesn't really matter where they go. So I'm just going to, once again, add a decent amount of glue. And stick that down. I'm going to tip it over, and we're going to do this side. These would actually make beautiful teacher's gifts if you've got children still at school. You know, make these, and then you could put some cooking biscuits, that sort of thing in there. You could put stationery supplies in there for them as well. So lots of uses. Okie doke. So that's basically, that is basically your box. Isn't that cute? All right, so now what we also need to do before we glue it all together is, as you can see on mine, I've used some, these are old Stampin' Up! Brads, and I think they're discontinued now, unfortunately, because they're absolutely beautiful. So that's, you could do punch circles and do a similar sort of closure. You could just tie it up with ribbon. You don't have to have a closure at all if you don't want to. I just liked that look, so I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to do the same with this one. And I've just used some, it's quite bulky twine, chunky twine. Probably could have something a little bit finer, but same thing. I don't mind the look of it at all. So I'm going to do that again. So basically what we need to do is just work out where we want to put these. So before we glue it all together, this is the best time to do it. Now, if you can see in here, you do it now because when you glue your box together, you're going to hide those prongs, so they're not going to get caught on anything. You can see here, I could probably add a little bit more glue. I'll go and do that afterwards. And then this strip that I said keep aside is what I've used to cover up the prongs from this one. Same thing, you can just leave them if you want to, but I prefer to cover them up just so they don't get caught on anything. So I'm going to just work out, where's my pokey tool? So you can just eyeball it or you can measure it. So this is 6 inches wide. So I'm just going to get a pencil and just approximately, so that's where 3 is, and just do it in the center. So just put a pencil mark, and then you want to do the same. So just make sure you've got the right there. So you want to find where the 3-inch mark is here, and I don't know, just put it wherever. So just find 3 inches and it's going to sit about there. Just close it over, and just so that you can see, sorry, this is a bit fiddly. So you can see there's going to be one brad there and one brad there. So that's too high. So I'm going to bring that, that pencil mark a little bit lower. And then I'll just erase that top one. And then just grab your awl or your pokey tool, whatever you're using, and just make your holes there now. These are all I have left of these beautiful brads. So I'm just going to have a look. I think I might use those. I'll use those ones. And I would put them in now. So if you just pop them in and just leave a little bit of a gap so that you can fit that string, your twine or whatever you're using underneath. So when we glue these in, these prongs will be closed over, you won't see them. Okay, and then this piece here, so we need to cut this down to 3/4 of an inch. So the same size as the front piece. So that will fit over that, and then just cover up those prongs. And we're just going to glue that down as well. So I'm a little bit all over the place because, as I said earlier, I've changed my craft room around again. And I'm still getting used to where everything is because it's been completely changed where I sit, everything. So if I seem a bit confused, it's because I can't find anything. It's giving me so much more space in my room though. So I just have to get used to it again. So I'm just pressing over where those prongs sit because that will want to sit up a bit just until the glue adheres. You can always add a little bit of extra glue later on if you wish. So that just covers that up. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to glue all this together. So now this can get a little bit fiddly. So I'm going to glue these two bits here and put them into the back so they'll just fold like that. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that now. So once again, you want a decent amount of glue just so that it all stays together. I'm going to do this one at the same time. Okay, so I'm just going to fold those in like that and then lift up the back sheet, and we want to try and line them up. So I'm going to tip this towards me, I hope you can see, and just line them up as best we can with the base here. So just fold that back, okay, and then we're just going to burnish this. So you might have a little bit of excess glue come out. Just make sure that everything's sort of lined up here. Just use your bone folder to burnish all that down. Okay. So that's all nicely glued in there. And then we want to glue these as well. Now this bit's a little bit fiddly, but we'll do it this way. Just cover all this up. And this is where these bits will actually cover up those prongs. Oops. Just have my wobbly eye in today. So yeah, these will be great with the, no, I don't want to say that C word, but Christmas is just around the corner. Good idea to maybe start thinking about making some little gifts. Okay, so we just need to sort of, this one I can't really show you, but just make sure that it all lines up and press it down. Okay, now as you can see here, there's a little bit excess over top of that. I'm not concerned about that, but you can trim that off if you want to, or if you wanted to, you could even rough it up to match your roughed edge. I'm just going to stick my hand in here as well and press that down so that's all glued down nice and firmly. And that's your box. Isn't that cute? And I've just got some twine. So all I did with this, as I said, this is quite bulky. This is all I've got on hand at the moment. You could use ribbon. So I'm just going to tie that in underneath there. need to tip this around. Just tie that really tight in underneath that brad. Okay, and we could do another one. So just tie that off so that that's not going to go anywhere, and I would just trim that little bit off there. Tuck that under, and then just work out how much you need. You can hang charms from that. You could decorate it even more if you wanted to. But that is basically your gift box. And it's really quite sturdy. I think they are gorgeous. I absolutely love them. I think I'm going to be doing all my gifts like that this year. So you can see everything's hidden. You've got no prongs showing at all. As I said, you could rough these, you can only see like a really tiny fraction sticking up there. So I'm just going to rough this up a bit. So it all just adds to the look of it. So once you've done this, wrapped this around a few times, it becomes easier. So that's the one we've done today. Cute. And then that's the sample that I had done. So you could see. I'm making this look like really hard work, and it's not. And then that's the other one that I'd done. So aren't they cute? So cute. So this is, so yeah, okay. So just push that a bit. I had a bit of side showing out. I don't know. So what do you think? Do you think you'll get to make a few? Really easy, fun afternoon activity. And I mean, you can fit a decent amount of things in there. So that's it, guys. So that's number 19 of using up your 12-inch sheets. I've got a few more ideas up my sleeve, so I'll keep going while I do. And as I said, hopefully my videos will become a little bit more consistent. I've got lots of different things that I want to try out and share with you. So if you did like this video, I'd appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up. It just helps my channel be seen a little bit more. And I'd like to welcome, I've got quite a few new subscribers. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for following me, and thank you to everybody that has been following me for a long time. So I really do appreciate every single one of you. All right, so I'm going to leave it with you today. Until next time, I hope you get a little bit of crafting time in. Take care. Bye-bye.